Well, I knew that something was wrong. I just didn't know what. I went over to the emergency room just really sick, just throwing up and in and out of consciousness. So I knew something was major wrong. And then they took me for a CAT scan. And when I came back from the CAT scan, everybody was moving quickly.
Alison was an unfortunate victim of what we say subarachnoid hemorrhage, which basically means rupture of an artery in the brain. The location that she had the aneurysm rupture probably forms about 1% of all aneurysms in the brain. And we talked with the team because there are open options or endovascular options, which is what I do. I go in from inside the arteries with very small catheter with minimally invasive devices to put platinum wires inside the aneurysm, coils.
That made it a lot less scary, knowing that I didn't have to have my skull cut open and that they were able to do everything through my artery.
And these arteries, as you could imagine, they're small, they're deep in the brain, very hard surgical procedures.
And I asked him one time, I was like, well, how big is what you're working on in there? And he's like, it's about the size of a hair. And I was like, what? So just to know that he is able to work on something that small and that tedious, and he's just amazing.
A few weeks after this first event, Alison started complaining of some headaches. Typically I follow these closely, and we can see the aneurysm itself, the structure, is actually growing. So we had to think outside the box. We had to think about a stent that we can put in a small artery. And in the US, we don't have such devices. The catheters that we have are too big for such a vessel. We know from our European partners, they had catheters that can deploy stents, but much smaller.
Amazingly smart guy, and I was just so thankful. He had seen it in a conference in France the year before.
We talked to Alison about it, we reached out to the company, and we're lucky to have a very robust research foundation here at Rex that helped us with something called compassionate use. So we have to write letters and submit these letters to the FDA, and we had to do it very quickly because this is done on an emergent basis. And within 2 days, we were lucky to get the product in the hospital.
So I trusted him. That was not part of the problem. I trusted him completely, but it was just, I'd never had, seeing that piece of paper saying, nobody in the United States is using this.
So for us, this was very exciting, unnerving to some extent because we've never done this before. But Alison and I went on to form a sort of friendship, if you would, because this was a unique problem for her, it was a unique problem for me. And I tried to also refer her to others in the community to talk to and see what others could offer, because it's not done before in this location.
I was very glad that we could do it at Rex because I had already formed this bond with Dr. Kass-Hout, and I really wanted him to do all of the surgeries and everything. I wanted him to do it. I had complete trust in him.
And with that friendship came more trust, and we decided to go with it. The procedure was very complicated.
They had it sent in, and they put it in, and we thought it was working well, and we had another angiogram, and it seemed to be growing back again. So he ordered another stent from France, and he made some medications adjustments while we were waiting for it. And when it got here, I had another angiogram. We looked at it, and the aneurysm was gone. Like, the medication adjustment must have helped, and so we didn't need that second stent.
We go in, and I do the first run, injection, and I don't see it. And I started crying out, I don't see it, I don't see it. It's like it's gone. And it was a lot of excitement. And we're very happy about it. And we presented this experience in, ironically enough, in a conference in France because they have the product there. So we took it back to them, and there was a lot of excitement about using it in this location, and the fact that we did the 2 stents, which was appreciated by the panel. Recently, we've done another MRI, and the thing is silent.
he's just so nice and so caring and so smart and so good at what he does. He is just amazing. The whole team was.
But the whole, journey, to be part of her life and her family's and get to know her is really rewarding.